Good morning, people. How are you? This is going to be a general reading for the sign of Gemini. Gemini, how you doing? Good morning. If this is your first time at my channel, I am Virgo Goddess, psychic medium. For some, spiritual medium. But Gemini, we're going to jump into your reading for the first 2 weeks of May. And so let me just start off by saying that I have a daughter who is a Gemini. Also, her birthday is May 30th, and so I love my daughter dearly. So shout out to all my Geminis. Um, Gemini, what I can tell you all right now is that some of you have been dealt, a pretty bad card most of your life. A lot of my Geminis, some of you are dealing with people who's been keeping secrets from you, not telling you the truth, not being honest with you, keeping you on the dark when it comes to some things. And so for some of my Geminis, yes, you got the moon card and you also got the tower card. And so for some of my Geminis, it may seem as if you're always going through some type of storm, when it comes to trials and tribulations, where changes just always seem to come at you abruptive somehow. And so for many of my Geminis, you're also dealing with the devil, a toxic person, okay? And so for some of you Geminis, you're getting ready to go through some type of change that has to do with you're dealing with someone who's a bit toxic, someone who's just negative, a downfall, somebody who doesn't serve you no good. And for some of my Geminis, you may have dealt with someone who has some addictive behavior patterns, where you may be dealing with someone who may be a narcissist or addicted to alcohol or drugs, or has some type of lustful behavior. For other of my Geminis, you may be dealing with someone who you just broke up with, or you're getting ready to break up with, because you got Death card, and the Death card usually that's usually a Scorpio, and that Devil card is Capricorn. The Moon card is Pisces. You know, and so you also got that Hangman. With many of my Geminis, like I said. For most of my Geminis, sometimes it's like you always find yourself having to sacrifice everything. And it's as if you have to surrender because you've dealt with so much shit in your life. When now, many of my Geminis, you're just wanting to seek some type of justice. You know what I'm saying? And so for some of you, you could be dealing with the Chariot too, because you have Chariot is Cancer. And so for some of you, you could be dealing with a Cancer that's not really, up to par. You could be dealing with a Cancer who's been really lying to you about a lot of shit and not telling you the truth. And this Cancer could be very manipulating, you know. And I just don't like the energy, the Cancer. I really don't like the energy that's coming from this Cancer. And so you also got the Lovers card, which Gemini, that represents you. And then with this hyphen, a lot of my Gemini, some of you are really starting to go within, seeking spirit for answers. And then you also got the Fool card, Gemini, which means that for most of my Geminis, yeah, you've dealt with somebody who's been reluctant. You know what I'm saying? This person has been not willing to want to change, not wanting to change their ways. Toward with you, this person is like really content with the way things are. They really don't give a fuck. And so there's some type of blockage up. And so for others of you, you may have someone that's wanting to take a leap of faith, or you may be wanting to take a leap of faith moving forward. But for some of my Geminis, you're dealing with a Knight of Swords. So you got somebody who's really a little bit negative, and you got somebody wanting to rush in and come block you. This person is trying to stop you from going forward, and they're trying to cut your path, okay? And for some of my Geminis, you're dealing with a Ten of Swords, okay? Somebody who's stabbing you in the back. And for most of your life, you always been stabbed in the back and been sold a raw deal, where it's like everywhere you turn around, people who you think you trust, you later find out that they're not really who you think they are. And they turn around and they hurt you. And it's really fucked up, you know what I'm saying? And so for many of my Geminis, you're dealing with this Nine of Swords, where for some of you, you've been suffering with some type of anxiety and depression where you just can't sleep because it's like you're always having nightmares because you keep playing the same thing over and over and over again in your head. How could this person hurt you, or why does this person want to hurt you, or why does it seem like people want to always do harm to you when you've done no wrong, you know? And for these Eight of Swords, it's like you're feeling a bit trapped and isolated. You're feeling stuck and stagnant to a situation where you don't belong and you just want to escape. And it seems like it's hard for you to get out of this situation, because with the Seven of Swords, like I said, Gemini, you got somebody who's in and out, taking advantage of you, coming and going when they get ready. They're not giving you shit. They're not helping you. They're not protecting you. If anything, this person is hindering your past. This person is bringing you down. This person is abusing you verbally, emotionally, mentally, even somewhat physically, And so with the Six of Swords, Gemini, some of you are wanting to leave the situation and not look back, And with this Five of Swords, like I said, it's like people have done you so much of a disappointment, where things are just pretty much out of control with people trying to harm you all the time. And sometimes it's as if you want to harm yourself because you can't take it no more. And so some of you are pulling your energy back right now and you're needing to take a moment to heal and rest and face reality, because with these Three of Swords, you've had people break your heart time and time and time again. You had people keep you in three-party situations, and so for some of you, you're dealing with a Knight of Cups. And so you have somebody coming in with this Cups who could be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, don't have to be. But this person is like wanting to desire you, or this person may have desires to be with you. Or this person could be coming in telling you what you think you want to hear. Because with the Two of Cups, you might be dating somebody, or you might have met someone new, who you just recently started dating. And it seems as if the vibes are good. It seems like it's some sort of attraction, compatible. The conversation is good, And with this Eight of Cups, Gemini, some of you got your back turned to a situation, or you're wanting to turn your back to a situation because you're wanting to seek out new journeys for yourself. And with the Six of Cups, Gemini, often you got people who take advantage of your kindness, and they view you as being a weak person, very vulnerable. Your generosity is beautiful, but then you got people that want to often hurt you. With this Five of Cups, it seems as if things are just so hopeless. You're down and you're depressed because it seems like everywhere you go, no matter how hard you try, nothing seems to work out right in your favor. And you just wanting things to work out for you. You're asking yourself, how come? And so for many of my Gemini, with this Four of Cups, you're sitting back and you're contemplating, like what's going to happen next? Where do I go? Who do I turn to? Who do I ask for help? Why is it that nobody seems to care about me? You're feeling alone right now. And so for many of my Gemini, with this Queen of Pentacles, you're feeling somewhat disconnected. You're to yourself. Nobody cares about you. You feel like you're all alone, And for some of you, you're at peace being alone, And so with this Page of Pentacles, you're just kind of preparing for your own path. You're wanting to start some type of new path for yourself. Okay, because with this Nine of Pentacles, you're just wanting to be at peace. Okay, you pay attention to details. You pay attention to your surroundings. And so you're just wanting a moment to yourself for clarity. Okay, and for some of my Geminis, you may feel as though you're out in the cold. Or you may have somebody else who's out in the cold. And so right now, Gemini, with this Two of Pentacles, many of you are wanting to seek some type of balance when it comes to stability, wanting to be stable, and self-sufficient and independent. With this Page of Wands, Gemini, many of you may feel as though you're being a bit intimidated when it comes to seeking this new path, because for some of you, with this Ten of Wands, some of you can feel as though you're carrying a burden, a heavy burden, and you want to release that burden and let go of that burden, because for some of you with this Nine of Wands, you done been through all types of battles, and now you're just, you're still standing, but you're tired of fighting. You're tired of fighting to a worthless cause, and you're tired of having to feel like you have to protect yourself or defend yourself, because everywhere you turn around, people trying to fuck you in the back. And so for many of my Geminis right now, it's as if things are spinning out of control, and you just can't, and you're trying to get a grip of it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going crazy. Like you're about to lose your mind because shit is spinning out of control, and you just want this shit to stop. You know. And for some of my Geminis, you have a lot of people that's gossiping about you and talking about you. And it could be your own peers, people around you who you think are your friends who are not your friends, you know. But for some of my Geminis, you will, hopefully for some with this Four of Wands, I do see, it may be some time for family and friends where you will have some time where you will be able to celebrate and enjoy being around family and friends and laughter. So maybe that's coming up in the future, okay, within these next, maybe Mother's Day. And for some of my Geminis, you do have a lot of job offers coming your way with this Ace of Wands. And so Spirit is saying, Gemini, don't let the offers slip through your fingers. Okay, Gemini? And so basically this has been your reading for the first 2 weeks of May. And for those of you who are interested in a private reading, please hit me up by email and book a time to schedule a private reading, okay? And so I'll put that in your description box, okay, Gemini? As always, it's been a blessing. It's been real. If it resonates, please feel free to hit the like button and subscribe and invite other Geminis to the channel, okay? Have a good day.